I am going to do a video here to show you how to make collard greens. In fact, we're going to call them college greens, as my son calls them, where we combine collard greens with cabbage. And this is a food that I grew up with in Africa. Yeah, I'm an African. In fact, my former business partner said I'm a true African American. You want me to talk Liberian? I can talk Liberian. You just get me this way, and I'm going to make some food today, finish sweet. So don't ask me what I said. I just said I'm going to make some food that's really good today. And I've been asked on several occasions to get a recipe. I thought, you know what, I'm just going to make a video and show people how it's done. It's simple, does take a little bit of time. The preparation time is probably going to be like 45 minutes, but I've done some of it, and we'll show you, how to do it and how to make a meal that's going to taste really, really good. And if you're from Liberia, or if you're, from a country where you eat rice, I think you're going to love this food that we're going to make today. So hopefully you will. Here we go. Well, this is what a collard green looks like. It grows, I grow it in the summertime here in the US, and it grows. It's very hardy. It'll grow into the fall, but it's extremely, extremely good for you. I don't know if there's any vegetable that's better for you than the collard greens. So, if you're into juicing, you can even juice them for extra phytonutrients. But this is a meal that is very, very healthy for you. So this is the main part of it. You can make this meal with just collard greens, but we're gonna make it also with cabbage. And I started cutting up the cabbage here, and I'm using a food processor. You can see I already did a little bit in the bottom of the cabbage. I'm doing collards now, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut all these up here. You'll see them in this colander here, and I'm going to put them through the food processor, and I'm also going to finish up with these, and I'll show you what it looks like when we're done here. Okay, the ingredients we're going to use are, we have tomato paste, a couple cans of tomato paste. There'll be salt in here, pepper. This is a cayenne pepper excuse me, that I grew in the garden, and just salt and pepper with the meat that we have in. And you want to brown some meat, and we'll show you that in a minute. I just want to give you a little bit of picture of what I'm doing here. So I've sliced the cabbage up so that pieces of this cabbage I put through the food processor and then cut it up on a pretty fine scale. Not the ones for making like a coleslaw, but the next one up. This is what it looks like if you want to see how fine it is. Okay. And then the way you do the collard greens is you take the greens and you're going to roll them. You're going to roll them like this. And then you're going to put them through the food processor like this. Okay? And we'll show you what happens next. What have we done so far? We took the collard greens, we shred them up, we use the food processor. You can use a knife. My wife's really good at using a knife. You could use a knife to do that. This is a huge amount of greens. Just so you know, this amount of greens, we have a big party today. And for all my Liberian friends, Karen Ackley, for all my, Liberian friends, Karen Miguel, for Jeff Slater, all you guys across the U.S. right now, and those in Liberia right now, I wish you were coming today. But this is going to be enough to feed probably about 15-20 people. This will cook down a lot, but we brown the meat, and this is about 2.5 pounds of ground beef for that amount of greens. Okay, 2.5 pounds of ground beef. There's no exact to doing this. The more you make it, the more you'll know how you like it. All we did was brown it with salt and pepper and onion. You can see the onion in there. We put a large onion in there and cooked it up. Cayenne peppers we're going to use in a minute, and this is our secret ingredient. This goes at the end of the process. This is tomato paste. We might use a third one. I'm going to just base it on color and what it looks like. Okay, you're going to notice if you're from Liberia, I'm not using chicken cubes or Maggi cubes or bouillon. That would be your normal thing that you use at this point. Bouillon. I have one of my sons can't have that, and so we just use salt, and it works just fine. It's better for you, but if you want to make it taste better but less good for you, I guess, use chicken bouillons for this amount. This is going to sound crazy to all you. You're going to need about 15 to 20 bouillons, okay? And this, you'd use beef bouillon because we're using hamburger for the meat. You could use whatever meat you want. If you use chicken, you would boil the chicken, you would take the chicken off the bone, or if it's, you know, white chicken breast, you just, you know, cube it up and put it in there and use chicken bouillon. In this case, we have beef, hamburger meat, what we're using, about 2.5 pounds, and you would just use beef bouillon. In this, but for us, for this situation right now, and the way I make it all the time, and our family loves it, is we're just going to use salt. Okay, we'll move on to the next process. What we do with the greens and salt. Don't those look great? Step is you take your collard greens, and what you're going to do, and again, the white in here is cabbage. If you just have collards, just do collard. You can do this with just cabbage, make cabbage soup, we call it. You got your oil. What you're going to do is you're going to put a little oil in the bottom of your pan. Again, this is a huge pot. This is a corn pot for this amount of greens, but you're going to see how much it cooks down. It's going to go from up here all the way down to about here. And all we're going to do is just basically saute the greens for about 5 or 10 minutes. So we're going to do that right now. And I can't do that and hold the camera, so you'll have to see it without it. See the after. How full the pot is. And right now I am, the fire's on, and I'm actually using a wood spoon and flipping it, turning it over. You see my hands in here. I'm flipping it over so that I don't lose it out of the pot, but also it's cooking down. And that's what we're doing right now. We're just cooking this down for about 5 to 10 minutes. It's going to go down about halfway, and it is. It's down to here now. So we're done now cooking this as far as the just sauteing it. And now what we're going to do is we're going to add water, and we're going to add water almost to the top. We're going to put our meat in, and the water's going to not quite cover the top, and we're going to simmer this for about 30 minutes. Mixed in the beef, as you can see, and the water. I added a little bit. I'm going to add a little bit more. Just I want you to see how much there is. Listen, there's no science to how I cook here, and that's why I'm doing this video. People have asked me, you know, why does it taste the way you do? Well, I cook by taste. That's how I do it. And I love to cook, and I love to eat. So that's why I do it too. So I hope this helps some of you out there. Just added in 2 of these cans. They are not the tiniest ones, but they're the 6-ounce ones. 2 6-ounce cans of tomato paste. Mix them in. This is what we're looking like. Oh, I can taste that right now. It smells so good. And we're going to cook this for maybe another 10 minutes and let it simmer. It's all been on low. After the first 10 minutes, everything's on low here. So we're going to simmer about 10 more minutes, and this will be done. Just have your rice ready.